time for a crime spree.
This time we're starting off with mission mode again, and it's Snake's parole. So he's going to use his free time to bash these nuclear barrels that Mr. Burns has sitting around. There are a whopping 20 of them around the nuclear power plant, but it's best to go after them counterclockwise, because if you go straight forward from the start, then Mr. Burns will try and catch you. And if he bumps into you and slows you down, you're probably not going to get them all. I guess in a physical sense we're technically going clockwise, but it's counterclockwise in spirit. We're not going the way they wanted us to. Even though there's a whole 20 barrels, there are actually quite a few backups if you manage to miss some. And they're not all spread out in a neat line like all the other missions so far.
I've really got to learn to enjoy my parole more often.
They'll never take me alive, I tell you! Never!
For this mission, Grandpa Simpson forgot to take his meds, and now he's hallucinating and he thinks the garbage cans are out to get him. For some reason during this mission, Burns will still try to stop us, even though we're doing nothing related to the main story. This is definitely one of the easier missions, and you can even miss a couple garbage pails and still get in time. Really, you just need to watch out for the jump up here, but it's programmed to be more lenient for this mission than it is in the actual gameplay. I guess it is a long road, for what that's worth, but it's not very challenging.
Ha! Didn't think the old man had it in him, did you?
So after a bit of grinding, we've successfully gotten enough money to unlock a new location, the Springfield Dam. For some reason, the Simpsons wiki debates whether this location is actually canon, but I don't know enough about the Simpsons lore to argue that.
While we're young. Another day, another set of irradiated passengers. Excellent.
Hopefully my store will not be robbed more than 4 times while I am driving around today.
Welcome to Springfield Dam, and this time we're playing as Apu in his sports car. The sports car feels a lot like Lisa's Electoris. It practically glides across the ground, but it takes sharp turns a lot better than the Electoris does. The Springfield Dam is split into 3 notable locations with a giant dam in the middle. And you'll spend most of your time in this level actually driving across the dam, as you're about to see. But you can see these steep inclines before we actually get to the dam, and any area on either side of the dam is usually defined by these steep inclines, declines, and winding pathways. There's a reasonable amount of room to maneuver, but at the same time you're always going one direction. This is the dam itself. It's fairly void of obstacles, and basically it's just a time waster. I suppose you could consider the dam itself as one big obstacle to your time limit. Let's go with that. As soon as you get to this side of the dam, you're going to almost immediately drive right back across, because the 2 nearest passengers, well, they tell you to drive back across. You'd have to go out of your way to find a passenger that doesn't want you back across the dam, and as we established, that's not what the game desires you to do. Almost every playthrough of the dam level is going to go the same way if you play the game the way it's intended, because all of the pathways are fairly straightforward and you're always going in one direction at all times. What I'm saying is that the giant dam makes it difficult for this level to feel as open as some of the other ones, in spite of it being large.
You're going to get us killed, dude. Farewell, honored passenger. Awesome. Thanks a lot, dude. I am having so much fun.
Home for the mildly interesting. This better be good.
That is okay with me.
Get him.
We went out of our way to pick up a passenger that we shouldn't have, specifically so I can show you that it's easy to get caught in an infinite loop of driving back and forth across the dam. This level has a very, very specific method it wants you to tackle it, and if you try and deviate from that, this is all you're going to be doing the whole time.
Yeah, right like the kidney stone loose. Thank you.
The meter has been running since I saw you.
Just get me out of here. No questions, all right? I'll pay handsomely.
Here we go.
I think you're already starting to see the pattern here. But, we're gonna pick up the person that we should have last time, so you can see the rest of the level. And I'm gonna stop demonstrating how easy it is to break the game. Or break its game design, at least. Contingency plans were not a thing in the development of this video game. Presumably because Radical thought they had a good enough grasp of psychology to understand the way everyone would approach the game.
Service to you.
Indian cab driver? Now I've seen everything.
And the thing is, they might have gotten away with it and no one would have found out how exploitable the game is if it didn't take so damn long to get the ending. Anyway, Marge wants to go to Rancho Relaxo, and the quickest way there is down the dam. Unfortunately, driving down the dam makes the physics freak the fuck out, as you're seeing. But this is most definitely an intended shortcut because they made a special path for it up here. So anytime someone asks you to go to Rancho Relaxo, just make sure you drive down the dam, and you'll get there way faster than you should, and you'll have plenty of time to pick up another passenger. Just also keep in mind that you should take the same way back.
Thanks for the ride.
The game tries to trick you into taking a longer route back, because one of the next people you're going to pick up, this guy,
Hi, everybody.
will ask you to go to Quimby's mansion, and you might think that means you need to go up this long winding pathway because that's where the arrow hand is pointing you.
For a while.
But this is actually the longest way to get to Quimby's mansion, and at the end of this pathway is a jump that is nearly impossible to make. Which you'll see in just a second. Yeah, here it is. You're probably never going to make that jump. So you end up driving up the dam, which then takes you to Quimby's mansion. And the faster way to do this is, of course, just to go the way you came through when you first came down the dam. So do remember that after you drop the person off at Rancho Relaxo, you want to go back the way you came. You don't want to go up the winding pathway. It takes an unreasonably long amount of time. That doesn't mean you can't make it still, but you won't make it in a very timely fashion.
Another satisfied customer.
Maybe driving is not for you, huh? Why not try heart surgery instead?
Hello, faithful customer.
Apu, the only thing that would make me happier is if you had fried chicken in there. You don't, do you?
After you drop a passenger off at Quimby's mansion, the next guy will ask you to take him back to the Stonecutter's Lodge, which is where the level starts at. So the loop that the game intends you to go through is taking someone to K radio station, then taking someone across the dam, taking someone else back across the dam, going down the dam to Rancho Relaxo, then going back up the dam to Quimby's mansion, and then driving back to the start of the level.
Farewell.
And then when you get back to the start of the level, you pick up someone to take them to K radio, and the loop starts all over again.
Vishnu, here I
So you
come.
just do this over and over and over until you run out of time.
Here we go.
And even when you go through that loop they expect you to, it still takes a long time for the timer to run down. So you can get a lot more money on this level than anywhere else. Even though I appreciate this level's design in theory, it shows its strings very easily. It's way more linear than any of the other levels, and it tries to mask this by making the route you take a lot longer, but you're still going to notice that you're going in a loop anyway.
Wake up already, I'm gonna be late.
Take a penny, leave a penny.
Boring.
I feel like an untouchable.
I dare say you've done enough damage for one day.
Welcome back to the multiplayer, and strangely enough, the Springfield Dam is not a multiplayer location. You can't play it in the multiplayer. But anyway, on to Krusty's car and Otto's bus. Otto's convertible bus. Krusty's car is decently good at pushing other cars out of the way, but otherwise it has fairly normal stats. It's comparable to the sedan, but slower. Otto's bus is reasonably fast, but it doesn't turn very well as you would expect from a bus. But it does power slide very well, so I guess that's a plus if you want to make really wide turns with it. It's also the easiest car to get stuck in undesirable positions, which is going to happen a lot. It's inevitable, really. I wouldn't recommend either cars too highly, honestly. But I guess at least Auto's Bus offers a separate playstyle.